In this video, I will be ranking the default outfits found in all of the mainline Assassin's Creed games. This includes every game from Assassin's Creed 1 to Valhalla, but will exclude things like the Chronicles games Liberation and Freedom Cry. I'm going to base my ranking mostly on aesthetic appeal, but also how well it communicates the iconography of the series, and how useful it would be at blending into a crowd given the setting. This is the first video of this type that I've done, so please forgive any audio, visual, or editing issues. And if you enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe, as I'm planning to do more of this type going forward. Okay, let's get started. Number 13, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Alright, let's just get this one out of the way. While I personally think Odyssey is a good game, I don't think it's revelatory to say it does little to capture the tone and feeling of a traditional Assassin's Creed game. Jeez, that running animation is still shit. The game in many ways distances itself from the series, and this is reflected again in the outfits and armors found throughout it. Unlike the other games in this list, Odyssey doesn't really have a traditional default outfit. The protagonist does start the game in this kind of strange gray tunic skirt combo. However, the closest armor to the standard gear or default gear is probably the mercenary set, which is kind of found on the cover and other promotional art. I say kind of because they did change a few things between the in-game model and the art, it looks like. In a vacuum, the armor isn't bad looking by itself. I do like the overall look. It portrays the character's status as a Spartan mercenary pretty well. I do like the red scarf that is distinctive and separates the player from other similarly armored characters throughout the game. The gold accents on the bracers and greaves do help with visual clarity, especially during combat. However, I rank this armor last because it in no way represents any of the traditional Assassin's Creed styles or icons. This armor really could be from any generic game featuring a Spartan or a Greek warrior, and I wouldn't even think twice about it. It does at least blend into the world fairly well, as many other Spartan warriors wearing similar armor can be seen throughout the game world. The set features a hood variant, or at least there is a hood called the Mercenary Hood that matches this set, but even this does not give me assassin vibes. To be fair, the character in this game is not an assassin, and it would be strange for them to be outfitted with standard assassin-like robes, but that just tells me that maybe this game shouldn't have even been an Assassin's Creed game at all. Overall, this outfit is nothing special, and in my opinion, the weakest of the default outfits. Also, this wolf is kind of a dick and messed up my footage. Number 12, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Speaking of wolves, we have Eivor the Wolf-Kissed up next in the rank list. Given my reasoning on the last pick, it should really be no surprise that the default outfit in Assassin's Creed Valhalla is ranked next. The armor system in Valhalla is kind of similar to Odyssey, but unlike Odyssey, Valhalla definitely features a default outfit in the Raven set. I rank it above the Mercenary set in Odyssey for a few reasons. Firstly, I just prefer this aesthetic over the Spartan Warrior look. That is just a personal preference of mine. And secondly, this set is just a little more distinctive and less generic looking to me than the Mercenary set. I particularly like the contrast between the red sash and the blue undercoat. It's very nice looking. As well as the unique few-fingered gloves that I'm assuming might help with archery. I don't know. Whatever the reasoning, it looks badass. Although I don't care for the stitched-together look of the pants and the leather chest piece. It's just a little too rough-looking for my taste. However, much like how the Mercenary set in Odyssey communicates just Spartan Warrior to me, the Raven set in Valhalla just communicates Viking Warrior to me. There is no real assassin or hidden one significance or symbolism here, which again, makes sense given where our character starts their journey in this game. But still, when I think of iconic assassin robes, the Raven Clan armor just doesn't come to mind. You know, hidden blade bracer notwithstanding. Like all the sets in Valhalla, the armor features a cloak that can be thrown on for social stealth, and it fits pretty well. You know, a lot of other characters roaming in towns will have similar looking cloaks, and it does a decent job of hiding any potential weaponry and or Viking or Dane-like features. On a side note, I'm happy this mechanic returned, albeit in a more minor way compared to other games in the series. It even allows you to blend in with monks, which is a really cool nod to Assassin's Creed 1. Overall, I do like the Raven set, but it's lower on my list. Number 11, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Jacob. The first of our actual assassin characters, Jacob Frye, is next with his default outfit in Syndicate. And oh boy, where to start? I actually both love and hate this outfit. I love it because by default, you know, the large leather gauntlet notwithstanding, it probably blends into the world and crowds of Syndicate better than any other outfit in the series blends into their respective settings. It looks like Jacob just walked out of a 16-hour shift at the factory and is ready to stop by the pub for a much-needed pint. Man, being a laborer in Victorian-era England would have sucked so much ass. Tonally, this outfit perfectly matches London's grimy, suit-covered streets. However, aesthetically, I absolutely hate this outfit. It is just so ugly. Ugliness was probably the point, but I felt more like a bum sneaking around than a badass assassin. I actually appreciate the simplicity and effort to make Jacob blend in, but in my opinion it just goes way too far towards rattiness. I hate the partially untucked shirt, the patches haphazardly sewn onto the knee and the coat, the comical overturned cuffs on the boots. I feel like I should be riding on a train somewhere with a stick with a knapsack tied to it. It's just goofy and cartoony looking. Sadly, this is actually one of my more favorite Jacob outfits in Syndicate. Most of his other outfits are just so ridiculously over-designed and over the top that they go way too far the other direction. The description text for Jacob's default, this simply Jacob, states that he has no love for flashy clothes, which is ironic considering how flashy the rest of his wardrobe is. The outfit also features no assassin iconography or distinctive traits, other than a hood when you're sneaking about that is just as ratty and rough looking as the rest of it, and really does it no favors when you're sneaking around. Overall, Jacob, you just needed better, buddy. Number 10, Assassin's Creed Rogue. Next we have Shay Cormac's default outfit in Assassin's Creed Rogue. My Rogue footage actually got messed up and it wasn't working, so I'm using the Legacy outfit in Unity, and that is the gameplay that you're seeing here. That said, I actually think Shay's outfit looks better with him wearing it, and with the air rifle strapped across the back. The design by itself isn't terrible. I actually really like the black and red color scheme as a contrast to our usual assassin colors. And it definitely represents Shay's standing as a Templar. You know, it has multiple Templar crosses kind of worked into the design, which I really appreciate. It's very cool. My primary issues with Shay's outfit is its busyness. There's just so much going on here visually, from layering to leather straps and belts all over. And really the biggest detriment to Shay's default outfit is that it does not have a hood. Now, I really appreciate the effort to separate Shay from our other protagonists in the series. You know, he is not an assassin, he is a Templar. But the lack of a hood in an Assassin's Creed game just feels wrong. It's just not right. However, another point to Shay is just how badass he looks when he air assassinates someone. You know, he jumps and the coat just flares out as he falls. Very cool looking. Shay, he blends in pretty well. You know, he could pass for another privateer in the ports and in the cities of Rogue. And he at least doesn't stick out as badly as my next pick. Overall, not a bad design, but nowhere near my favorite. Number 9, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Speaking of overdesign, we come to Ezio Auditore's robes in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, these are supposed to be much more elegant and intricate than his robes in Assassin's Creed 2, but to be honest, I'm always disappointed unlocking Ezio's legacy outfit in a new game, and it turns out to be the Brotherhood robes. I really prefer the Assassin's Creed 2 robes, spoiler alert. You know, technically it makes sense because these are more Ezio's actual robes, as the ones in Assassin's Creed 2 were really Giovanni's, but I still greatly prefer that design. The Brotherhood robes feature much more prominent reds among the whites, a slightly larger sash with a massive, frankly ridiculously over-the-top assassin logo belt, a larger cape, and a much longer robe-like train, coming down well past Ezio's knees. I think all of these are supposed to invoke Ezio's status as a master assassin and a mentor, but it's just too much all over the place. Ezio is so layered that it's a wonder he can run and climb and jump as well as he can. And don't make me laugh thinking of Ezio blending in with this attire. He looks like a walking tailor shop. But given that Ezio just walks out in the open in the cinematic trailer and causes a huge scene, maybe that was even the point this time? Overall, I don't hate these robes, but they don't do much for me either. Up next, we have Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. He is a divisive character within the fanbase, so I think it's fitting that my placement of his robes on this ranking list will probably be divisive as well. I am again using Unity for footage of Connor's robes because I don't have a save file, and I really don't feel like playing the 3 to 4 hours it takes to actually get the damn things in Assassin's Creed 3. That being said, I definitely don't think Connor's robes look right on anyone but him. They really fit his bulkier, top-heavy frame better, you know, with his broader shoulders, and Connor's unique animations just work with the outfit. I don't really think it works on Arno at all. So it always looks a little bit off in other games as a legacy outfit to me. I really appreciate what the designers were trying here. You know, a merging of colonial assassin with Native American influence is just an awesome idea. For what they were trying, I think it was pulled off really well, but I do have some issues. I first love the red, white, and blue color scheme. Very fitting given the setting and also fits with the assassin color scheme as well. I especially love the red sash, which is really an iconic piece of assassin gear. Almost as iconic as the hood to me. The outfit definitely invokes a lot of assassin iconography. You know, it has the peaked or beaked hood. Peaked hood's probably not very good. Beaked hood and assassin belt buckle, really cool. Where this outfit really starts to fall apart for me is again being over designed, especially the legs with this kind of Native American chaps and moccasins over the pants. I also dislike just how badly Connor sticks out in the game. You know, the ability to social stealth is pushed to its absolute limit here, as Connor sticks out like a sore thumb in crowds. Maybe if the cities featured groups of frontiersmen or trappers in similar types of clothing, that would have helped. But who isn't going to notice this monster of a Native American bristling with weapons, trying to blend in with little Abigail and Constance in their colonial dresses? You know, it really pushes that suspension of disbelief. Overall, an incredibly cool design that with a few tweaks could have moved up in my list. Number 7, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Unfortunately, due to a bunch of graphical issues I was having, I was unable to get my own footage of these robes, but next we have Ezio's default robes in Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, I know these robes are loved by many, and I do appreciate a lot of the design elements here, but I think just some of my criticisms of Ezio's Brotherhood outfit apply here as well, although aesthetically, I greatly prefer these to the Brotherhood robes. I absolutely love the subdued color scheme here, you know, with the darker grays and more faded red in the sash. I think it excellently represents Ezio's advanced age and world weariness at this point in his life and at this stage in his journey. I'm also just a sucker for fur, and the placement of it opposite his pauldron is just so cool. It's just so unique compared to Ezio's other outfits. These robes actually also feature a long train similar to Brotherhood, but I think the overall shape of the robes just fits that look a lot better here. I don't have a lot of negative to say about this outfit. It's still a little bulkier and more layered than I personally prefer, and I'm not sure how effective it would be at helping Ezio actually blend into a crowd, but overall a great design and send-off for one of the best characters in the franchise. Number 6, Assassin's Creed Origins. Okay, I know 6th isn't a bad ranking in this list, but it still pains me not to put my boy Bayek higher, as he is probably my favorite protagonist in the entire series. But for the purposes of the default outfits and my ranking, I think Bayek's Medjay robes fall right in the middle of the pack. I really like the design here. It's practical, it's iconic, it portrays Bayek's status as a defender of Egypt, with hints towards his founding of the Hidden Ones and ultimately the Brotherhood of Assassins. It's a very unique design compared to the others in this list. It has much looser and lighter looking materials. It looks extremely light and breathable, which makes sense given the setting of Egypt, and thinking of running around hot sands and sliding down pyramids. The iconic red sash makes an appearance, and I actually love the large golden accent material with its more intricate design kind of offsetting that. A wonderful contrast to the white of his robes as well. The sandals are a really cool touch and make sense, and just tonally this outfit is completely on point. A criticism would be that some parts look a little too worn and rough, especially in the hood area. I know Bayek isn't really concerned with fashion, but you could at least throw a piece of cloth around your head that doesn't have holes in it, man. The eagle skull necklace is a cool touch and gets bonus points because of its significance in the game, both to Bayek as a character and to the Brotherhood of Assassins. Through and through, this is just great character design, recognizable while showing Bayek's influence even in his clothing choices for later members of the Brotherhood. Number 5, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Next, we have Edward Kenway, the Assassin Pirate. Edward's default robes are a somewhat unique situation. Initially, he gets the robes of Duncan Walpole after killing him, but soon he heavily modifies them for his own piratey needs and personality. First, let's take a look at Walpole's robes. They are essentially Connor's robes without the native influence and the somewhat over-design, and in my opinion, they look absolutely fantastic. Realistic but classy, with hints towards the Brotherhood, these would actually help an assassin blend in while still looking great. I love the dominant blue coloring with white accents, and the red sash of course appears. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I really appreciate a simplicity in design, and these achieve that while still being detailed. I especially love the somewhat subtle assassin symbol on the bandolier. If Edward weren't more of a pirate and the tone of the game was different, I really don't know of one thing I would change for these robes given the time period. They are awesome. However, it wouldn't be fair to judge Edward solely on Walpole's robes, as the vast majority of the game sees him in his modified version. I actually prefer the original, but appreciate the tweaks he made for practicality as a pirate and really not being an assassin so much. I think these actually fit him much better personality-wise as well. These modifications include the leather armor pieces, replacing the white assassin bandolier with a leather pirate skull one, a wider and looser sash, fancier cuffs, new boots, and a darker blue in the robes. I think these do a great job of reflecting Edward's status as a pirate more than that of an assassin, which makes sense given the plot of the game. However, I don't think these blend in as well with the crowds of Assassin's Creed Black Flag as Duncan Walpole's robes do. Both designs overall are great. Number 4, Assassin's Creed 2. Now you're getting to outfits I truly love, and first on this list is Giovanni's robes in Assassin's Creed 2. Okay, I get it. I know I've spoken about the ability to blend in a lot, and this is obviously not going for that, but just look at how damn elegant and cool these robes are. If you were to sit down and design a Renaissance-era Italian assassin, could you do it any better than this? Classy, flashy, badass, these robes just have it all. They completely fit the character and tone of the game. They show all of the iconic assassin trappings, such as the beaked hood, the red sash, the white color scheme, but with just the right amount of Ezio flair and style. Just truly an excellent design and completely sets Ezio apart from his predecessor Altair. This showed us just how different this character would be, and I still remember watching trailers and previews before Assassin's Creed 2 even came out, and getting so hyped at how damn cool Ezio looked. My only complaint is how the robes get covered up as you progress through the game and get armor pieces. They don't look bad necessarily, but it just loses a lot of its elegant design and goes towards too much visual clutter, especially later. Another minor gripe is they just look a little too heavy and impractical for climbing and running, but overall just a fantastic design and well deserving at the top of the list. I especially love the cape as well. It just makes you feel like an absolute badass in the game. Number 3, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Evie. This one actually surprised me when I was ranking my list. When I had the idea to do a ranking list of these outfits, I didn't expect Evie to even break the top 5. However, when I took the footage and reviewed the outfits, I just kept coming back to this one. What a contrast to Jacob's default. This outfit is just beautiful and elegant and somehow still looks practical in some ways. They took inspiration from some of the most impractical fashions of all time, in my opinion, that of Victorian dresses, and slimmed it down and stylized it in a way that actually works. I especially like the main coat and how the light reflects from it with the lighting engine here, giving it a very velvety kind of look. The pronounced reds and blacks work together extremely well, with intricate designs throughout the black while it avoids being noisy. This is just an extremely well done take on what a Victorian assassin should look like. Evie looks stylish and graceful, but also deadly and kind of mysterious, which is exactly how an assassin should be, in my opinion. Just a wonderful way to take a classic design and modernize it for a new setting. It's definitely really cool seeing an Ezio-like cape design appear as well. Evie also blends into the crowds and environment of Syndicate fairly well, although she is a little more high fashion than some of the areas you might be sneaking through. I think the subdued black really helps with that. My only real gripe with this outfit is the size of the assassin symbol on her cape, but given how well the rest of her outfit looks, and the fact that capes can be switched out in-game, it just doesn't bother me too much. Overall, just a bangin' job, isn't it? Number 2, Assassin's Creed. It was a tough debate between my first and second rank, but in second place we have Altair's robes from the first Assassin's Creed. It's really hard to fix what isn't broken, and I think this is reflected in the beautiful, iconic, and simple design of Altair. It's so hard not to rank these robes this high because this really created a lot of the iconic design we look for in an Assassin's Creed outfit, or at least I look for. Despite its gameplay shortcomings, I think we tend to forget how groundbreaking the first Assassin's Creed really was, and how many innovations it introduced, including the design of its main character. An assassin wearing bright white and red, walking around in crowds in the daylight to hide in plain sight. It was just such a strange and different concept than what you imagine a traditional assassin to be. The idea to make Altair look like a monk not only had gameplay ramifications, but granted this wonderful, mysterious air to the Brotherhood. It showed that these were not just simple killers, but devout adherents to a cause. And when the blade is out, they frankly want to be seen performing, these assassinations and these acts. Incredibly iconic, this simple robe really set the stage for the franchise, and I think we see that throughout this list. These robes do lose a bit of that simplicity once you upgrade them with multiple knife belts throughout the game, but these just fit so incredibly well with the setting that I don't mind this as much. The more ornate bracer as a juxtaposition to the large bronze belt is also just very well done. The red sash, of course, makes its first appearance, providing a much-needed splash of color to our assassin. Overall, I love this design, and the primary reason is because of its simplicity, minimalism, and impact on the franchise. Number 1, Assassin's Creed Unity. And at number 1 we have Arno Victorian's default outfit in Assassin's Creed Unity. Leave it to the French to show us how it's done with fashion. Arno's default robes are everything I could ever want from an Assassin's Creed outfit. It's simple and minimalist, but so stylish. A new take on the wonderful simplicity of Altair's robes. The design is just incredible by itself, but really it's the way Unity's lighting engine plays off the blue of the coat and the red of the ascot, and the parkour and the way that Arno navigates the environment that really makes this outfit something special. This game, despite its launch issues, almost more than any other encapsulated the assassin fantasy for me, and this outfit went a long way to making that happen, to be honest. The incorporation of the red sash as a kind of undershirt is very creative while keeping that iconic piece of the design. The beak of the hood is just right. You know, we've seen blue before in Duncan Walpole's outfit, and as much as I love the classic white and red, this outfit alone makes me wonder if blue should become the official assassin color. While the hood is slightly out of place when looking at other Parisians in the world of Unity, Arno does blend in wonderfully with the large crowds of Paris. Social stealth was really at its strongest in Unity due to the sheer number of NPCs, and Arno's robes work towards that fantasy. Arno's tailored and master outfits are great as well, and add to this solid base design. This outfit is such a wonderful blend of fashion and assassin that I grant Arno the title of Master Fashion. I really wouldn't change a thing about these robes. As much as I enjoy the new games, I can only hope that someday we return to the series' roots, and Arno's outfit acts as an inspiration to what Assassin's Creed should be. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.